Hello everybody, this is Trina. I am getting started on another card. This one is kind of just inserted in between my beautiful rainbow card kind of series. I am sad to say that one of my customers has lost her parent due to COVID, and I know there are a lot of people out there that are in that situation, losing loved ones and friends and family, and my heart goes out to them. Like it's a rough thing, and I mean I have family members that are over the age of 60 that live with me, and you know every time I go out to go grocery shopping, which has been once in the past 2 weeks, I'm constantly thinking about it. And so, anyways, I am going to make her a card. And I thought, I mean, this is my first sympathy, not so happy card. So it's kind of weird for me. So I thought I would bring you guys along, support, support the families out there, and support, because who knows, I may end up being one of those families. I don't know what the future holds. So, anyways, I thought I would bring you guys along and show you guys some techniques on the way. Something can always come from things that we deem as bad or unhappy. So, I am going to send out lots of prayers and go ahead and get started. So I'm going to go ahead and use the Love Your Story stamp set. This is available, it was in the last catalog, but they are still available. This one is the Stampin' Thincuts bundle. You can get it without the Thincuts if you want. This is kind of going to show you guys how you can use the Thincuts kind of in a different way, I guess. And then, well, I mean, it uses it the same way, but, anyways, so yeah, this is what the main stamp set that I'm going to be working with. And then I pulled a sentiment thinking of you from the Chelsea Gardens card making stamp set. Now, they don't offer this anymore, but they have a lot of, stamp sets that have thinking of you or deepest sympathy, that kind of thing. And I'm going to use the stitch circles. So I did a little prep. I already cut these. These are cut at 1 inch by 4 inches. And I don't know if you can see that. It's going to be kind of, there you go. So then I cut it and I spritzed it with water just a little bit, and then I ran it through my Stitch Circles embossing folder. I didn't remember to look this up to see if they have this particular one, but they do have several others that you can use, with the same technique. So I went ahead and used that, and then these ones are cut at 1 1/8 by 4 1/8. Just because they're going to border those, and I want it to be a fairly small border. So, like I said, I've done a little bit of prep work. I will talk about that soon. I'm going to go ahead and get started on the card base prep work. Let's see if I can find my stuff here. This is a weird one because I actually, when it's something very dear to my heart, I always want to spend extra time working on it and making sure that it's exactly how, I feel about the situation. And so I did about 2 days. Well, it wasn't really 2 days because I have kids, but I did a bit of time trying to figure out and make sure this is exactly how I want it to be for her. So when I make cards for specific people, I always have them in mind, and I always kind of think about how I want them to receive it. And of course you can't always you can't always tell how they're going to receive it, but I'm hoping it will be, you know, uplifting and positive. So, yeah, I did a lot of talking before I even started the card. So I'm just adding these on to the tops of these, and trying to make sure that the border is fairly even. Evidently, I have some I have some that are a little on the long side, which means I probably cut them longer than I was supposed to, or shorter. I don't know, one or the other. They should all be the same, but it doesn't look like they are, but we'll work with that. It's okay. So I am going to go ahead and attach these. Oh, yep, that one's definitely longer. But that one's going to be behind this here, so I don't think that'll matter. We'll just go ahead and keep them as close to the same as possible. So I am going to make sure there's like an 1/8 of an inch around between and at the end. And I think, if I remember how I did this, I lined this up in between here so that it's centered in between two lines. And then I kind of lined it up, figured out where the center was, and just kind of stuck it down there. So I'll just stick this down. Like that. Line this up. And then we'll figure out exactly where we want it to go. So we want it to be centered. So let's see, from there to there, we've got 5 in and 5 in. And then in more would be right in between there. So we'll just center it right in between there. Like that. And then I do have my T-square ruler. I don't know that I want to use it. And I just kind of want to make sure that this size here is about the same size as in between. So that does not look straight. I'll go ahead and check this out and see if it is. Nope, not quite straight. That's why it's not straight. They might have to stay not straight. Oh, this one can move a little bit. That's pretty straight. And this one, go down just a hair, and that's probably straight as well. Okay, I don't know if I can get that straight. Okay. That's pretty straight. And then we'll go ahead and do the last one. We have had some crazy wind these past 4 days, and it has shot my allergies up like crazy. And I'm hoping that that won't make, you know, my immune system weaker, which I'm assuming it will, but I'm hoping it doesn't, because, you know, we still have to go get groceries and things, so I try not to do that very often. Like I said, once in 2 weeks, so I try to get, I don't get like an overabundance to where I don't have to go anywhere ever, but like milk, obviously, you know, I mean, we could obviously live without milk if we really had to, but it's just one of the things that go on the list. Okay, so now that that is done, I'm gonna go ahead and I think I might just do this part. I'm going to get this prepped and ready for the next part as well. This one might be a little bit long because I do have coloring that I want to do. Of course, I mean, if you look at that stamp set or that stamp image, it's just gorgeous. So I'm just gonna go ahead and line this up, and hopefully I can get it fairly straight. All right, that's pretty nice. Okay. close that up, and I'm using espresso, or espresso, X. Espresso for that, and then I'm going to go ahead and trim this down. I want it to have a dovetail, so I'm going to just cut it down to where I can make sure I have room for one, hopefully the same length for both. That was not straight. Hopefully that was straight. And then we'll go ahead and cut these up. And I used to be really picky about these, but I've kind of learned that nothing is ever going to come out exactly the same, so you're just going to have to get over it. So I do have a die, but it's still too long anyways, so I figured, I'll just do it with my fingers instead of having to run it through my die cut machine over and over again. So there is that. Works pretty easy. Takes about the same amount of time. I don't know if you can see it clearly. There we go. And that will go under this. So now we can go ahead and get started on this part. I might do something on the inside too. I haven't decided quite yet. I haven't used any of the other stamps either, so I might just do a little grouping on the inside. I don't know. We'll see. So I have gone ahead and die cut this stamp 3 times. I've die cut it. I've stamped it once and let it dry because this is water-based ink, and I want to use my alcohol markers on it. So the way that you do that without making it bleed, first, you don't want to put too much ink on there at once. It will reactivate the ink and it will spread. Second, make sure it is thoroughly dry. And when I mean thoroughly dry, like I let this dry overnight, kind of dry. When you don't, it bleeds. So I've gone ahead and stamped and die cut that, and I definitely you definitely want to use the like a tape of some sort. I use washi tape, a low tack washi tape to keep it in place. As I go through my die cut machine, I have a piece of acetate here that I've cut in the same shape, and then I've cut one out of the French vanilla cardstock for the back. And as I go, you'll understand what for, because I'm going to make a shaker element. So let's see, I don't know. I think I have that prepped. Yes, I do have it prepped. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to color this, and then we'll go through the assembling part. So I think I have a list of things. I kind of went through and did some color comps as to how I want this to go. So the frame, which I might as well, I don't know if I want to get started on that. I might as well. Is going to be the gold brown 3. Excuse me. And I just love this. It's so pretty. And it goes so well with the espresso color. It's kind of a vintage, feel. And I love this. I love how it feels. I think we're going to go right through here. Okay, so that's the first one. Next is the daisies. I might actually do the pink flowers first. Okay, so we're gonna go with 1, and then we'll do tan 2. Okay, so it took me a while to figure out exactly how I wanted to do the shadows on these, because when you're doing pink, you're not thinking of a brown shadow. And I didn't want to add in a cool or warm gray because I wanted it to be in the vintage tones. So I definitely wanted to go with the browns. So I don't know if I should zoom you guys in for this or not. Guess I could look, huh? Yes, definitely should zoom you guys in for this. Okay, so hopefully that is enough. And then I'm gonna take, let's see, I did TN2, which is the second second color. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add shadows. And I'm doing the flicking motion that I normally do, and it just kind of, you know, brings out that color. And then PP3 for my darker shadow tone. And this is going to go up past that to bring it, you know, up to the, blend it into the pink tones. And I think that looks pretty. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do some here on these as well. And blend, and you try to want to keep in curve with the petal itself. Like some of them don't really have a whole lot of curve, like this one you can't really tell where the curve is, but I think I might do that whole one because it's got quite a bit of shadow to it under that daisy, and then we'll blend the rest of these out. And then we're going to go ahead and add some of these, just a little bit of line to these. I don't want to put a lot of the dark. I just want to add a little tiny bit. And the laundry's done. Such is life, right? Is he yelling at me? Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and add just a little tiny bit of the PP3. Just to give that a little bit of a blend into the pink, the lighter pink color. I'm just doing little tiny motions, just little tiny ones. You don't want to take up all of the light pink because you want there to be a little bit of highlight to each petal where the light naturally shines on it. And then I'm going to go ahead and go over the whole petal again with the light. And I always try to go from like the ones that I did before, and then I switch back to the ones I did, you know, previously, because I wanted to give it enough time, to give it a little time to dry so that it's not reactivating that ink. So hopefully this will blend it out just the right amount. Okay. Let's blend it just a little bit more. Okay. And then there's my first pink flower. And that is, let's see, we've got tan blend, and I used TN2 on that one. TN2. And then PP1 for the base, and PP3 for the second shadow, and then PP for the second, for the full cover at the end. So it's like your first coat and your base coat, and then your top coat is PP1. And then you've got your, you know, your in-betweens. So I'm going to go ahead and do that again to the smaller one. So you can pretty much just go over the whole flower. Like so. And then you repeat the whole process that you did before. So I'm just adding a little bit of the, and with a smaller flower you want less in the way of shadows. So I'm going to do that first, and then I will go over these with the darker pink. Like so. And I'm going to just go over that whole entire one right there. And then I will go over these with the lighter pink. And I'm just going to do this whole kind of thing at once instead. Okay, and then we can go ahead and go back in with the little bits of shadowing down in here and just lightly touching. You don't even, on these ones, you don't even have to do the flicking motions. Just add just the tiniest bit of shadow. Just kind of at the corners, really. You don't even have to do it all the way up if there's not enough room. Am I professional at this? Absolutely not. But this is what, I mean, I've done, like I said, I color comped. And so I did a lot of practice on how I want this to turn out. So, and then I'm going to go over like some of these that have the barest little bit of light pink and just kind of blend it in. But all right, so those are the two smaller pink ones. Now I'm not sure. I don't know if I want the sprigs to be pink or not. In some of my color comps I have them like a pinky gold color, and then I have them the same color as the frame, and then I have them, some of them I have pink, and I don't know what color. I'm gonna wait until the end, I think, to do that. So all right, so I think we could probably start on these daisy type flowers. I want to say echinacea, but they're all kind of the same family. So we are going to go ahead and do let's see, EB1, which would be 10. Are these all in order? And then I messed them all up. Okay, I think that's how I had it. Okay, so EB, earth brown. Okay, so earth brown 1, earth brown 3, and gold brown 5 for the dome. Okay, so we're gonna go with the lighter. Let's see if I can show you this. Whoop, there. Whoop. My goodness. Okay, so we're gonna do EB1. Whoop. Come on, you could do it. Come on. There we go. EB1, and then EB3, I think. EB3 here. And then we're going to do GB, whoa, GB5. And that's like, those do not look like they go together at all. But it works out pretty nice. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the lightest. I love how they have it marked light, so you can actually see what you're doing. That's lovely. Make sure I'm in frame. And again, you just kind of go over all of this. For your base color. Just try not to get out of the lines is all. And then your EB3 for your shadow. And I'm just going to do the flicking motion. And then I'm going to go back over it with the light, which is the EB1. And that will create a blend. If you do it while it's wet, it kind of pulls the ink down like that, and so it gives it a shadow on the ends, towards the center. And then And then it is, oh, that was supposed to be EB3. Oh well. And then the GB5 is for the center here. And it's just a darker thing there. And then we're going to go ahead and do the same thing with the next one. I think I'm going to come over here because that one is probably dry. Now I did, like I said, I did tons of color comps, and the first one that I did was, it had these darker, and I tried to have these particular flowers lighter like you would find them in nature, and I don't know, I didn't like it. I really liked having them frame the frame, I guess is what you would say. I don't know. But it's supposed to be this one, so I don't know if okay. So one of the ways that you can do this is you can shoot this EB2 farther out, and then do your EB3 a little bit towards the middle, like that, and then you go back over with your lightest color, and it just kind of blends it all out. And you want to pull it the direction that you want the fade to go. So if you want the darker to fade out to lighter, you want to pull the dark out. I'm thinking that might be need a little bit more. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and get started on the third one here. The lightest color. Now, as long as you get it while it's wet, you don't need to use 3 colors per se. You can just keep it 2 colors. Now, this is for obviously very basic coloring. Like I said, I'm not a professional. I've just been playing around with them a little bit, and so I think I'm just going to stick with the darker on the inside. I kind of like how that one turned out better than that one. But then that again shows you that, you know, 2 colors can sometimes turn out nicer than 3 colors, especially in smaller like placements like this where they're little flowers. You get more variation in color in that small area. And of course you can go over them however many times you want until they look the way that you want. But remember, you don't want to do too much in the way of color. Okay, so those are done. I got a little bit on that pink, so I'm going to try to add a little bit more pink to this to kind of push it out. And just like the fade, when you push it the direction you want it to go, it generally moves the ink. So there you go. That is that's one of the ways you can fix that. I don't know if it'll focus. Okay, right here. Come on, you can do it. Right there, I had a little bit of brown chunk right there. And so I just went in with the pink and I just kind of pushed the brown back over to the brown. So that's, a tip, I guess. All right, next one is we gotta do the domes. Forgot the domes. Domes. And I am not shading on any of the domes because honestly, it's such a small area, I don't even think it's necessary. Okay, so now, and of course that was the gold brown blend in GB5. So now we're going to be working on the center one here, and I think I did it in the same as I did these ones. I'm so undecided on that one. Like, I tried like fair skin and it just didn't, I don't know, none of it seemed to really, I never really agreed with it all. So I think I'm just going to stick with what I wrote down. It's going to be the same as these guys here. So back to the EB and the gold. Okay, so I'm going to do the gold first, I think. Maybe not. Okay, let's just go ahead and get started. So this one is going to go, I'm taking the lightest, EB1, and I'm going to go over the petals. No particular, I just don't want to go over these little center parts because they're going to be kind of a lighter tone, I think, than the EB. So if you cover them, you don't want it to really make a mess of it. So I don't have a whole lot of markers as far as being able to color different, the flowers a different tone. And then I was thinking, I kind of like the colors in 3, 5s, and 7s, and I already have, with the color comps that I have, because the leaves are a different color, I already have those 3 colors. So I don't want to add a whole bunch of more colors and make it, too busy for the eye. So that is one of the reasons I kept this brown, now that I'm thinking about it. Remember my thought process on that. It's funny how when you're like, I don't remember why I did that, and then when you're actually doing it, you're trying to explain it, and you're like, oh, that was why. Okay, so there's a lighter. We're going to go in with, I think I'm going to go ahead and go in with this one here. I'm going to go in with EB2 on this one and just kind of do a farther out fade. So down in here, down in here. And try to keep with the lay of the petals. And then we'll go ahead and go in with our darkest, which is EB3. Now, if you are interested in these markers, Close to My Heart sells them. You can get them other places as well, but these Close to My Heart has tried to match them up with their papers as best they can. So these are already kind of color coordinated to the collections and color palette of Close to My Heart. So if you're a Close to My Heart fan, they are definitely worth looking into. I do love them. They're one of my, I started out with Spectre Noir, and they are my, I have not tried the Copic, I'm assuming because they're so nice and expensive that I probably love them, but I can't afford them. So, I mean, I could barely afford these, what I have, so I am really grateful for them bringing these into Close to My Heart. I am so glad that they did. So now I'm going to go ahead and go over the whole thing with the lightest tone, which is EB1, and that will help with the blend. Oh, that got onto my leaf. I'm getting a little tired because I'm leaning weird. I'm thinking about I wonder how I would do standing up. Okay, so once that dries, it will lighten up and you will be able to see the shading. So what I'm going to do first, I think I'm just going to go in with the GB1, and I'm going to put in some color here. And I'm going to try to push it out a little bit. And then we'll go in with a darker tone. Might just go in with the darker tone. And then just try to blend that out a little bit, I think. Okay, like that. And then I guess we will go ahead and get started on the next one. Okay, so next are the leaves. I don't know exactly what I want to do. GB1, GB5, and GB3. Oh, okay. So we're gonna do, let's see, we're over there, okay. So we're gonna go with the GB1. So we're kind of bringing in at the center here over into the leaves and the, whatever it's called, the center of the echinacea or daisy, whatever. Daisies generally go up and not, I'm pretty sure that's echinacea. And then we're gonna go with GB. Yeah, they're all GBs. We're just GB in it. Kind of go under where there will be shadows from other flowers. And then I just kind of try to follow these, and just so that it adds, when it blends out, adds a little bit of a shadow to it, where it would be kind of pressed. Just a little bit. You don't need a whole bunch. And then the next shadow is supposed to be this, which kind of is supposed to bring this out just a little bit more-ish, I guess. So we shall see how this works. And then you go back over it with the lighter and see how that blends out. Now I am using just French vanilla close to my heart cardstock. So it's not doing too bad, I don't think, but you know, if you want it really professional, you can definitely get something more fancy as far as your paper goes. I don't know that they, I mean, like, as far as the colors are concerned, I don't know what they have as far as like the color for your mixed media paper, whatever it is that you decide to use. I'm going to go ahead and go with this one first. I think it will go better. And then go in with just a little bit of the darker. It's kind of where it's shadowed. A little bit here and a little bit there. And then I will go ahead and go back over that with the light color again, the lightest, and get some blending going. Alright, so on to the next one. Here, oh, I forgot a piece of that pink one. I'm gonna have to go back in. It's alright, I can. And then the lighter shadow. And then we'll go through these. And then the darker. trying to go very light with the darker one, just kind of around the, the other petals, kind of, and then just a little bit towards here, just a little, and then back over with the lighter color for the blend out. Alright, so there's that. Now I gotta figure out what I want to do. Oh, that's right, I gotta do that pink too. Okay, and I'm just gonna go in with, kind of a darker pink, I think. That's not even part of the pink. I don't know what I want to do with that. I am thinking though that this needs to be this color, like it's a leaf instead of a flower. So I don't know. I don't know what to do with the, those colors in between there. I think I did a fair skin or something like that last time. Okay, so now I've got to figure out those little things. Those little things. I guess we can always try pink. I'll try pink and see what I think. The last time I had them the gold color, so we can always see how this works. Really, the nib on this is just the right size for this. So. I'm not sure if I like the pink. Looks a little on the light side. Okay, so I hope you guys' quarantine time is working out better than mine. Mine is, I wish it was more crafty. I really do. I like paper crafting, and I like making you guys videos and talking to you guys and, exploring my art supplies and all that good stuff. But with 4 kids, boy, I'll tell you what, they are hard to keep on track. Everybody's got different, because I've got a 17-year-old, he's going to be 18 this year, so he thinks he's an adult, of course. And then we've got a 15-year-old, a 13-year-old, and then a 9-year-old. And oh my goodness, boy, I tell you what, they think they own the place. Okay, so now we're going to go in with the hair on the gal. Wow, that's an old word. I don't know what colors I did. I don't remember. I think I did this one and this one here. And then I think I did this here, fair skin blend. So for the skin, and I think we'll just go ahead and stick with that. I think I will. Okay, so we're going to start out with the lighter. And I'm going to go ahead and do the hair first, just so I can give the flowers a little bit more time to dry. Don't know if that's a wise idea, but we're doing it. And I'm going to go ahead and fill this in one little piece at a time because I don't want to get too much ink going. Now I think I did, because I wanted to add some yellow in, I brought in the, I don't remember if it was this one or if it was the other one. What did I do? I didn't write it down. Oh well, I'm going to try the lighter tone, the mid-tone. So I'm using this as kind of a gold, to make it a little bit more of a goldy brown color. And I'm trying to do like the flicky motion kind of thing going on. And then we'll do the darker shade right at the very edge. And then try to flick those in towards, there we go, like that, and we can kind of go out a little bit with these bigger ones here, and then we'll go back over it with the lighter shade here, like that. And then we'll just continue up. And it looks kind of funky right now, but you'll see it looks way better the more hair you get done, right? So I'm going to try to do some flicking motions towards this part that doesn't have a definitive line, and just trying to get, you know, that hair in there, like so. And then go back over it with the medium tone. And then the dark. Some color. Ooh, that's wild. Add some color up in these. And then add some color down. And that will kind of create a circular shape for the hair. And it will give some highlight as well. I'm just trying to blend it in with the shape of the hair. All right. And I know these kind are like just little strands that go down, but I just feel like they need to frame the face, so I color them in. I can't help myself. Now if you wanted a drastic highlight, you could definitely have left that that white area open. So this is just pretty much adding, it's not really shading, it's just adding a little bit of gold tone to the hair. I don't have like the right color of red to match my customer's hair, but I would, if I did have it, I definitely would. And my hair doesn't, I don't know that it has, my hair is more of a gray, I don't know, it's more of an ugly, it's really an ugly color of blonde. It's, how do I say it, it's more of a ash blonde, so definitely don't want to do that. I mean, you know, there's a lot of ash blonde people, but I noticed that a lot of ash blonde hair colors tend to dye their hair. And it's just, I don't know, it's just, the ash blonde color is, I don't know, it kind of washes your face out a little bit. Well, it does mine anyways. I don't know about everybody else's, but it does, definitely does mine, because my skin really blends into that really well. So I used to dye my hair, not because I didn't like my hair, but just because I liked it just a little bit of a darker shade. Like, I like my hair the color that it is when it's wet, and the So I would just do just like a couple of shades darker. And it worked. It worked. But I got tired of doing that, so. Because my hair grows pretty fast. It likes to fall out as well, so then it regrows pretty fast. Yeah. Oh, I cannot pick these up for the life of me. Okay, so these ones I think I'm just going to go ahead and do full gold because they are curved, so they're probably going to get the bulk of the light. And I'm just going to go ahead and push these out like that, and then go over with the lighter tone again. Oh, yeah, I was like, oh, I didn't get the lighter tone. I did. Okay. But as you can see, it's really easy to do this. I mean, all it takes is just a little bit of practice, get comfortable with the flicking motion, and then, you know, what colors you want where. That, for me, is the hardest part. It takes the longest amount of time to figure out, you know, what I want where. So I think I did 4 color comps, which is just like I stamped this on regular paper and then just kind of figured out where I wanted everything. Now on a larger image, you can definitely use all of the like all of the different colors to blend with. So you can definitely use the 3 colors or even more if you wanted. On a larger image. On the smaller images, it's best to just kind of stick to a few colors because you don't want to get too much going on. Too much ink is bad. Bad, bad, bad. Too much ink really messes up your picture. So. Okay, so there's her hair. And I think I'm going to go ahead and let that dry. What do you guys think about the little pink things? I don't know about the pink. It feels like they need to be darker to me. So I'm thinking more of the, not tan, gold brown. That's earth brown. Maybe the dark gold brown to match kind of the centers of these. Okay, I'm going to do it. I'm doing it. And I'm kind of just giving my hair time to dry so that I can do my skin because I don't want them to mix. And I'm kind of trying to keep this like close to the base of, or where the stem would be, so that they have a little bit of that pink for a highlight at the tops. Like that. I like that better. Way, 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 way better. Okay. So now we're going to do the fair skin blend. Now I could have done tan, but I didn't really want to. Okay. Let's see. I cannot believe I didn't write that down. That is crazy. So crazy. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and go in with the light, and then I will go in with the mid, and then I will go in the dark, and then I will go back in with the light. And we'll see how that works. I'm really hoping this is dry, because if it's not, it's going to really suck. I'm going to dry it a little bit. Maybe, I don't want to heat it with my heat tool. I'll just hand dry it. So again, all of these, this stamp here is so gorgeous. It has so many, hey, look at that. I did stamp those. When did oh, I made an envelope. So when I send catalogs to my customers, if you want to be a customer, welcome, you know, put an order and I can get you one out. These, I like to decorate my envelopes. So, I was like, I don't remember using those on anything, but I did. I used them on an envelope. I am so excited that they're still in the shop, though. I'll leave my link in the description box below. Okay, I think we'll go ahead and get started on this now. So we're just gonna go ahead and, like, you know, I generally go in circular motions because it's easier for me to control where I'm stopping. I can get close without having to get too close, kind of thing. And I'm just going to go ahead and go around the edge and then fill in the center. It feels like, kind of sounds like my marker is getting pretty light on me, but okay, well, I don't know where that left off, but hopefully not too far back. So this is what I have, and I am going to go ahead and, I'm going to take the earth brown and I'm just going to run it through here. I don't really want to darken that. Nope, I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it. Maybe the tan would be better. If I could darken it with the tan. Just a little bit. Just so it's not quite so light. I don't know. That didn't really darken it up that much, but that's okay. Alright, so now this is where we get into kind of changing it up. I am going to go ahead and use my X-Acto knife, and I'm going to cut around her head and around the flowers. So I don't know if I'm going to speed you guys up on this or not. We shall see. I kind of want to do just a little tiny bit of a border. And I'm really hoping I don't mess this up because I just did all of this coloring, right? And why am I doing this? Well, because I want to make a shaker card. And I don't want her face to be covered in shaker elements. So, hopefully, I can curve this around here. Just so. Okay, so I'm going to have to cut this better. Okay. I'm going to go around this twice, I think, just to make sure that I'm getting everything I need to get. Hopefully I'm still on screen. Yes. Awesome. Okay. So around we go. I'm going to match up with that. And then I want to curve around this if I can. Hoping so, yes. Okay. So I have not done, I did one somewhat similar. Like I said, I like to do comps. But I didn't cut out the hair. So this is different for me. I haven't done it before. So what I did on my comp was I stamped this, and then I stamped this twice and let it dry, and then I colored the person in the background, and then I colored the flowers on the other one, and then I kind of used that and then cut out the frame on the one with the flowers instead of the hair, or how I'm doing it this time. I'm using just one instead of 2 layers. Well, I'm still using 2 layers, but not the same kind of layer. So okay, let's hope that works. Sweet. I guess I will go around. I like being able to go around the other direction because I can see how far away from the hair I am, but it's just, sometimes that doesn't work. I used to do, I didn't used to have stickers. I didn't have stickers, I didn't have embellishments. Anything that I had to make myself. So, I got pretty good about using the X-Acto knife because I would have to fussy cut a lot of things because I didn't have anything else. So, okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and get started over here so that it's not hard to do once I get up to the top. Alright. Hoping I need to go a little farther with that one, and I need to check it and make sure it's actually like loose there. Okay, it is. Sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Go over this one. Oh, I gotta go the other way. Gotta go the other way. I keep trying to go backwards, and it's just not, you can't see how far away from the flower you are, which is a pain. Alright, and again I'm going backwards. I feel like I should go from the top, but I don't know. You can just go, I think I'm going to do the inside first and then I'll do the outside. Okay. I know this is kind of boring watching me. I don't even know if you'd call this fussy cutting. But it's kind of fussy cutting, right? I'm being very fussy about it. And there is a lot of fuss to it. I'll tell you what, it is not just the kids. When the hubby is home, it's like I gravitate towards him, and it's not the easiest of things to get away from. So, okay, let's see how we can get this done. Ta-da! Yay! So there she is. Don't know if I want to do those white spots. You could definitely color them in if you wanted to. You don't have to. Okay, so that part is done. Yay, that part is done. Okay. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put some liquid glass on this. Oh, come on, you can work with me here. I store it upside down, and I know I probably shouldn't do that because it, like, the tip fills up with glue. Ooh, the tip fills up with glue, but I can't help it. It's the only way I can get it, like, all of the glue to actually stay down where it's supposed to be. Okay, so I'm just going to add some glue on here. You don't want too much because you don't want it to warp, and you don't want to get too close to the edges because you don't want it to... Ooh, that was a little close to the edge. Okay, so it dries really quick, so you want to try to get it where it needs to be as fast as possible. So I'm going to try to line this up with this quickly with the acetate. Just line it up, press it down, and then I'm going to go ahead and scoot it over just in case there's anything like, you know, any glue sticking out, and then I'm going to cover it. And then once that's dry, then we'll go and add our adhesive, which is going to be foam dots to that. And then I think that's it. But yeah, I already have that prepped as well, which is right here on my big old fat roll. What I did was I went ahead and went around and I trimmed, I don't know if you can see that, I went ahead and trimmed all the way around this piece so that it can bend pretty easily. And so I guess I can show you guys how, like, where I did it. Okay, so that's the last one that I did. So let me see if I can get it to focus where I'm at. Come on, you can do it. Focus for me. It really wants to focus on the background. I don't know how that's gonna work. Okay, so you pretty much just trim like 3/4 of the way. Man, that's really not working. There. Now that should focus on me. There we go. So you just pretty much just clip 3/4 of the way through, and then you move like 1/4 of an inch or 1/8 of an inch, and you do the same thing. You just clip a little bit through, and that way you can bend it pretty easily. You can bend around a curve or whatever you wanted to do that way. So, okay, so that should be dry, I think. Dries pretty quick usually. Ooh, on acetate and everything. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and take this and I'm going to go around this curve. I don't know if you guys can see that with the reflection, but right on the back side of the oval frame. I'm just trying to line it up with the inside of the frame so that it matches the depth of the frame. And then anything that sticks over, you can definitely go ahead and trim off if you want to. Just gonna curve it. It's just the word works so great. I don't even remember where I learned or who showed me this on one of their YouTube videos, but I was just like, I was in love as soon as I saw it. I was like, yes. You know, instead of trimming all of these little tiny pieces, it's so much easier to do it this way. So much easier. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and trim that off, and then I'm gonna grab one of these little pieces and put it over here on this edge here. Oh, maybe. It's being a little pain. Like so. And then I'm going to go ahead and fill in the rest of that with foam tape. Now you could definitely go all just around the edge, which, you know, I could definitely do that. But I'm going to go ahead and support the center all the way down. I would save those little pieces just in case oh, maybe not that one because the back came off. Usually I save those pieces. And then we'll just go ahead and kind of work our way around the outside, I guess. Add some support to these areas here. And then I just really want to do the edges here. Make sure nothing comes out like that. Okay, so we're kind of, you know, none of the pieces are going to be coming out of this because it's a fairly decent ring. So All the little guys could, I suppose. Let's see if we can scoot that over. Like that. There. Now they won't be getting through there. I don't think I need that. I think I might actually grab another, okay, a piece of this for down here, like so. Give that a little bit of oomph. Okay, so what I'm going to do is now we are going to put the gold, what are they called? Sequins, the loose sequins. I think I should go small. What do you guys think? Kind of feel like, see how that works? And then I'm going to go ahead and put in, I think I'm just going to go with the smaller ones if I can get my picker tool to actually work for me this time. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Okay, so smaller. Oh, okay. So I'm going to go ahead and put these inside here if possible. The tiny ones. I don't need some, don't really need the giant ones. So I'm thinking I'm going to keep it like medium size. I don't know that I want stars in there, but that's okay. It's not a problem. So I think maybe it might be easier if I just take the big ones out. But there's so many like colors in here, or types of gold, I guess is what you would say. Let's see how many of these we can get out of here. I'm going to take the stars out. I think I might keep the medium-sized ones in here. I don't mind the medium-sized ones. Let's see. I've got tons of these little guys. I need to shake them around all over the place. I actually don't know that I need this in the center. Let me pull that off and see how it works without it. We're going to have to do part of this. So where did that go? There it is. I was wondering, like it just disappeared on me here. So I'm going to try to keep the back on the foam if possible. Oh, that's okay. And then we're just going to keep adding. I'm just sticking them all in there. I don't really care right now. I was going to go for all the little ones, but you know what? I might take the gold or the stars out. I'm going to have a lot of stars, I tell you what. I don't really use the stars all that much, so they just, for some reason, they just feel like, they feel boyish, and they feel like nighttime-ish, and they just, I don't know, they just don't feel like they should go on a card with, I don't know, flowers. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. I don't know. So I'm going to try to turn all of these over. And I will be back. Okay. I'm back. And of course I accidentally flipped one over. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and remove the adhesive here. I think I might have too many in there. Let me just take some out. I don't know. I don't know, feels like there's too many. Okay, so now I will take the adhesive off. And then we're going to line up this back piece with the front piece here. This is kind of a long one, but coloring in general takes a while to do, so I kind of expected it was going to be a long one. Hopefully, if you don't want to watch the, you know, whole thing, I might just do, I saw this done, I think, I don't remember who it was, honestly. I'll leave a link in the description box below if I can remember. I'm going to go ahead and do some little, oh my gosh, sequins here on these spots. Okay, well that was like not what I expected, but okay. Like that, and then we'll do, say, one of these here, and then a smaller one here. And then, see, a tiny one maybe? I don't know. And then, something. A white one? I don't know that I want a white one. It's not really white per se, but it's kind of white. I think I want another gold one. Yeah! Here we go. There you are. Stay. Oh. Let's go for a little one. A little shiny one. Do we have it? Oh, I hope that one is dead. There we go. Okay. Oh. And then I'm going to go ahead and let that dry a little bit. And then those will stay behind when she is moved around, right? So I'm going to go ahead and try to line this up as best I can. Kind of got the bottom going here. I'm going to make sure it's lined up pretty decently. It looks pretty good, actually. And then you can go ahead and press it down. And then you have your shaker card right there. And it's not in front of the face, right? Which is my main, I didn't want it in front of the face, which is why I cut the face out. So there you have that part. And then, so now we can go ahead and put the rest of the card together. So we're going to go ahead, I'm going to put adhesive on the back of this. And I kind of want a lot, so I'm going to do I think I'm going to do a liquid as well. Ooh. Just fold those up over the edge, side to side. Okay. And then I'm going to open the liquid adhesive, and I just want to make sure that it's going to stay because it is kind of a stiff, what do I want to say? It is a stiff element on the card, and so I don't want it just popping off if it gets bent or something in the mail. So I kind of want to make sure that it is like half top to bottom and kind of have this, the same amount of space on the side here as it does on the top and the bottom. And I want to make sure her face is straight and not crooked. I think that's what I'm going to do right there. And I'm going to go ahead and put a block on there to stick it down so that it actually gets stuck. Now this is something we can work on as we go. So I'm going to go ahead and put regular adhesive on ATG on this half over here, and then 2 layers of foam over here because of the difference. It's not really 2 layers of foam, but once you add the paper on there, it kind of gets it close to the 2 layers of foam. So I'm just going to take some of my smaller pieces and hope that's on the right end. Yes it is. And then I so hope she likes this card. I mean, it takes, you know, obviously a little bit of time to get it created because, you know, I don't know. I was thinking of her when I did it, and I needed it to be perfect. You know what I mean? That's kind of how I put my positive thinking of you energy into my cards. And I hope it comes off that way as well. So we're going to go ahead and put this, you can put it pretty much wherever you want. I don't want to cover up that pink flower because it just looks funky when you do, I think. So I'm going to kind of go right in line with the flower and just try to make sure that's straight. Oh, I forgot I was going to do two layers of that. So let's see what I can do here. I don't know if that won't give me enough room, so I'm going to go ahead and trim that down a little bit. Oh, I lost the top to that one too. My goodness, it just does not want to stay on. Okay, there we go. We've got our 2 layers. And then just keep that straight, and there we are. Now, if I wanted to stamp something on the inside, which I probably will, I will probably either do a sentiment or a flower. This is going to be a long one, y'all. I might just do a flower. I don't know. Do I want to do a flower? If I do a flower, then I'm going to want to color it. I don't want to color another flower. I think maybe I'll just stamp it. It can look pretty. Just, I don't want to add, oh, how do I want to say this? I don't want to take away from the front design either. So go ahead and stick that on here, and maybe do a leaf. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and do just like 3/4 of the leaf, and then stick the leaf kind of sticking out of the flower here, if I can get it straight across there. Let's see. Like that. Kind of worked. And then let's try that again. We'll do from corner to corner, I think. Like that. Like that can do it. There we go. All right. So this is my finished card. Oh, that's not my finished card. I have baby sparkles to put on there. Like, I need more bling, you know, but it wouldn't be my card without more. So I think I did here at the end of you, and then here. And then do one, maybe. Do one like right down here. It's kind of like a little splatter. Okay, and there she is. And it's a shaker. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I don't know if I can get the shaker to actually like shake, but usually you do 2 layers, but for a card I didn't really want to make it too thick, so I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will show you a close-up of the coloring and everything. And I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. Of course, all of the links are in the description box below, and I hope you guys have a safe and wonderful day. Thanks for watching. Bye.